remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything. And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all. We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere,
FY
so
Ren,
if she
thanks for the
really
follow.
wants something, we can just use that.
Welcome in.
Huh? Traveler? Did something catch your eye?
Don't think we've seen her before.
Oh, what a pretty lady.
What a pretty
Is she also here to
lady.
visit Cloud Retainer?
Joke's on you, that is the Cloud Retainer.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this. Hello. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Thanks for
Paimon
coming
doesn't
by.
think we've met, but
Appreciate
we're
you.
also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning
Joke's on
your
you,
name,
that is the
Madam Adeptus?
Cloud Retainer.
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look human. How did that happen?
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations
Every time I
before.
listen to this song, like it's like I pulled a
You're
chi-chi.
indulging.
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You?
Chief,
Worrying
thanks for
about
the sub.
keeping a
I
low
appreciate
profile?
you.
You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere.
Thank you,
all
thank
over the
you.
place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning.
Thanks
Or
for the 2 months. Thank you. It feels like Cloud Retainer has a reason, but doesn't want to discuss them too openly. Okay.
Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
True. Chinese etiquette, if you go visit someone, you have to bring a gift with you. You can't just show up empty-handed.
This is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts? Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
Yeah.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste
Hi,
to Liyue
alligator.
Harbor.
Welcome in.
Ganyu is likely still working at HEHEHE Pavilion, so that shall be our first stop.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Ganyu has been...
I pulled a chi-chi.
Shenhe has also secured employment recently.
Lost
In her
50-50.
correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return.
I'm not feeling very good. I pulled a Chi-Chi. If Angie know how to sing this song, she will for sure got hurt by 50-50 Chi-Chi. Dude, I'm actually like, I think ever since I said I never pulled a Chi-Chi, man, I regret saying that.
We're almost at Way High Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this?
Probably not.
Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
Mm-hmm.
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do
She's
not
actually quite
mention
thoughtful.
one's presence here.
Fair enough. Makes sense. All right, then. We'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
Oh.
Busted.
Busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Ms. Ganyu? She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although, perhaps I could move some work to later in the evening.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary arrangements right away.
Thank you, Huixin.
It's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak. One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Wow.
Seems she's not buying it.
Wow, she's capping so hard. Okay.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
Mm-hmm. Ganyu looks totally bewildered. She's thinking, why wouldn't I recognize you? I used to see you every day. How bad do you think my memory is?
But recognizing you is, my responsibility
Hi,
as your
Rikiha.
disciple.
Welcome in.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important... Cloud Retainer's right. We've still got something super important to do, so we can't stay here for too long today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
Oh, Ganyu
One
looks so
simply desired
dejected.
to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges
She's quite
the amount
thoughtful.
of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body. It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep. when you
Not
suffered
Cloud
from
Retainer
nightmares.
exposing Ganyu like
Cloud
this.
Retainer,
That's crazy.
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
Mm-hmm. You discussed some of your recent
Wow.
ventures with
You've
Ganyu.
been to so many
Okay.
new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything,
Oh yeah, we
Please,
went to
just come find me at your
Sumeru,
pavilion.
then we went to Fontaine.
also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous or anything, but that famous?
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Xianyun.
Xianyun.
Xianyun?
I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
True. Actually, this is a very
Those lines
accurate
were
definition of her
originally written
name.
to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
That is actually a very accurate
Wait, so you're
definition.
really that
True.
powerful?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
That's totally what Paimon
To
had in
be
mind.
fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing more than a barren wasteland today. The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
That's incredible!
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely what one ought, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before. You're not too mad, are you?
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Well, that is quite enough ancient
There's a sip,
history
you guys.
for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace?
She got a job?
And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration? Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
That is a lot of questions.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Shangling still off and out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
I see. Most excellent indeed.
I like how
One has had the
she
pleasure of being
looks
introduced to that
after.
family. Shangling is kind.
I
and
like how
astute,
she really just
while her
like
father
looks
is
after
loyal and
her
reliable.
her disciples.
One has no cause to
She's
believe
very
that they will
like
make
auntie.
Shenhe's work difficult. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall visit Wanmin Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Anyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
See you around, Ganyu. Paimon is never had dim sum at Xianyun kiosk before, but it should be quite the feast for sure. Ooh, and that's Paimon's stomach right on cue telling her it's
I need to get Kazuha. Is Kazuha gonna come back to Banner anytime soon? Like, is it very soon? Good luck on Kazuha pulls. I'm trying. Okay, the way that like I'm so tempted for Xianyun because people been like, because the mountain climbing thing with Xianyun's actually so nice, but at the same time, like I don't wanna. Okay, because I'm in Arlenkino's waiting room, right? I'm in Arlenkino waiting room. Because Xianyun, like I know that Arlenkino is gonna come like pretty soon. I don't want to pull for her, you know. But then I also kind of want her, so like she might be a rerun character for me. All right, guys, no more sidetrack, no more sidetrack happening, no more sidetrack happening.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
Oh my,
I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes.
that's
Hey,
weird.
how about you ask her?
You do it.
That's
No,
weird.
no. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
What
Why are
can I
these
get for you
guys so
today?
like creepy? I don't know.
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering.
Can I get your
if
number?
You'd be willing to.
What would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Shenhe!
It's Shenhe.
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Don't welcome us as guests.
She
and greet us
scared
as
them
old friends in
away.
the same
That's
line.
funny.
It's weird.
That's crazy. Dude, she's like, let me take your order. Oh, that was funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is?
This is Miss Xianyun.
Wait, she doesn't recognize?
Master?
Oh, she does.
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
Oh, she's
I've
never
trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would
She's never
recognize
revealed
you
that
no matter
form.
what
Okay.
form you take. Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. Hardly.
Wait,
One
Cloud
simply
Retainer is
learned of your
actually quite
employment
touched
from
by
your
that.
letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler in Paimon, are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
Dude, for real, she's like, I'm doing my job. Don't bother me right now. Don't hit the waitress. It's a job to be nice to, dude, for real. Oh, that was funny. She's like, I got paid minimum wage. I got no time for this BS. Real. Oh, that was too funny. Okay.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Oh,
Seems like
those
you've been
were the
making
strange
progress.
people she mentioned.
So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
W strat.
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human
She should
society.
have been a construction
And
worker.
you, Master?
Crying.
How have you been?
Oh, that's
Simply
funny.
marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Huh, just as expected of Master.
What she meant to say is she misses the two of you a lot.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
Whoa. Her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Oh?
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Okay.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Huh. What kind of device was it?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day.
Wow.
Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Oh?
Lonely?
The way she
At
got
one's
called
age,
out.
Entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights. 'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous. What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth, and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just a little bit
Why?
confused.
Wow. Paimon's.
Which one of the
Wow.
two is
Rude.
the real Cloud Retainer?
To me,
Is it just
they are
me or
both,
Paimon's
Master.
gotten like gradually
One is the
more
master
rude
that's
over the past
widely
3
revered
years?
by the people, while the other is the master that I respect and adore.
Right?
One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time.
Oh.
One would almost question the sincerity of your estimations. This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit. Yet one places little weight in such judgments.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Do you have any empty tables?
Bao Tai.
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
All right, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll try my best.
More and more guests begins to trickle in. Paimon takes the opportunity. Well, I couldn't read that.
Yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
Can you eat this kind of food, Cloud Retainer? Is this food your taste? Sure.
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit
IKEA,
of inspiration.
welcome.
One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Supreme Cuisine
Everything's so
Machine.
tasty. A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
True.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny? But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around.
Sharing tables is a very common thing in Chinese
Excuse me?
restaurants.
Would you mind letting us
You
share
know,
a
I've
table with
never
you?
had to share a
There are no empty
table
tables left, so...
in any other
well,
restaurants
Paimon
that's
doesn't mind.
not a
What
Chinese
about you
restaurant.
guys?
I think like I've only shared a table in Chinese restaurants now that I think about it.
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai.
Granny?
Yep. Is there something wrong with that?
No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young.
She does?
Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears.
They're
Granny?
staring at each other.
Why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Miles, welcome in. Hi.
Huh. Have we
No.
anticipated meeting then? Please, take a seat.
Okay, her
What would you
outfit
like
is
to eat,
actually
Granny?
quite
I can order for
like
you.
well designed.
want
The more I look at it, the more I
raised
like it.
Earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm. No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu.
She eats worms.
Raised earthworms?
That's so weird.
That sounds weird.
Do people actually
Do
eat
people
that?
actually eat that? Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help?
Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kind of confusing.
Oh.
Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning.
That's so sad.
They died young. It's just me and Granny now.
Damn.
Oh, but it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got.
Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid.
Yeah, she is.
You're too kind.
And
That's
me?
rough.
Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
What if that her
That
is the
sounds
Cloud
super
Returner?
important. But
What
how come
if?
you never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept?
Not
Am
her
I
exposing
not an expert?
herself. Not her exposing herself.
Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your
Ayo?
dreams
Yeah,
looked
for
like,
real.
Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But
A younger version of Granny?
What does Granny look
This
like?
is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave this situation to me.
Are you sure? So, what are your names? Paimon's Paimon.
Just Xianyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back? Oh, we don't need any payment for this.
We don't.
Thank you so much.
We don't.
You're welcome.
We're doing this for free?
Xianyun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah,
So
Paimon
really,
not being
do you
money
remember
hungry.
which
That's
places you went
crazy.
to when you were young?
why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no. I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shincho knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the...
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
Wait, why do
I'll
we?
go order some food, Granny.
Yeah, let's go.
If
Let's
there's
go
nothing
get
on the
food.
menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Street word rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Precisely. Let
Wait,
us meet at
we're
Eugene
going.
Terrace.
We're
once
going
you
to
are
see
ready.
Madam Ping. Or I guess Cloud Retainer is gonna go see Madam Ping. Okay, sure. Alrighty. Have you heard the theory Paimon's the lady from the very beginning of the game? Maybe Paimon's not hiding it anymore. Okay, so I could disprove this theory, Casey. Descenders are not affected by the memory changes of Irminsul while Paimon did, so which means that Paimon cannot be the heavenly principal, the lady that we see in the beginning of the cutscene. That's my proof.
It's you two. What brings you here?
Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
You explain the situation to Shincho.
That's not a whole lot of information
I
to
thought
go
Shincho
off
was a
of.
girl when I first saw
I
him.
don't know if I
Literally
can say
me.
for sure. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
That's crazy.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared.
What
and
if that
began
is
to
Cloud
clear away
Retainer?
evil spirits and bandit camps.
My bet is that the nameless
People
heroine is
idolized
Cloud
her,
Retainer.
but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, She supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her. You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
True.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does this story sound super familiar?
It does sound very familiar.
Right. There's a drought in this story too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun and the others.
The way I
again.
feel like the nameless heroine is Cloud Retainer, but you know, we'll see.
Be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. So sad that she can't recall any of it.
It was the granny?
Anyway, we'll be off now. See you
It's the
tomorrow,
granny?
Xingqiu.
What if it was
Thank you so
granny?
much.
It's no problem at all. Safe.
What if I was wrong and it was the granny? Supposedly they told us about the third descender in the Fontaine quest. I think the only thing they told us about the third descender is when Skirk said something along the lines of like, oh my god, like the gnosis is very ominous, like you shouldn't be having that. It's the remain of the descender or something like that, right? So that is what I got from, you know, the Archon quest, the fourth Archon, or the Fontaine Archon quest, but it's hard to see. I don't know. No idea. Not gonna lie, kind of scared but excited for Natlan because Cappuccino's coming. I'm very excited for Cappuccino. I am excited for Cappuccino. I'm also very excited for the puppet girl, whatever her name is. Columbina. Columbina. Yes, that's her name. Don't people forget stuff when they lose their vision? I think that like it's not that I don't think people forget. I think people lose their motivation or drive when they lose their vision. Cause like I'm pretty sure like their vision was technically like their motivation or something like that. It's hard to say cause like I don't know.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead?
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Cloud Retainer, Madam P.
She wants to live in the harbor?
What are you talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
Chuyu and Yundai soon arrive to the scene. Paimon relays Shinto's story.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa.
Wait, the nameless
I don't have many
exorcist is
memories of her,
actually
but
the granny?
There's this one time I found a box in her attic full of a bunch of weird sigils.
It seems like the story we're on the right track. We should probably pay a visit to the 3 places that were mentioned in the book. That would be helpful.
I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like.
She
There's
is
no need
indeed
to
in her
hurry.
own little
At our
world.
age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Sure thing. What would you like to know?
I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
Not gonna lie, if they added Columbine and Cappuccino in the same banner, would be the most successful banner ever. Yes and no. I think it's hard to say because I feel like Genshin community overall do care quite a bit about meta. So it really depends on what they do, but I feel like Columbina and Cappuccino, regardless if they're ass characters, they're probably gonna sell. Let's be honest, they're probably gonna sell, right? Because as much as I complain about crazy women, they're my type! You're into the crazies! Dang. This is the first time I've ever heard of someone openly admitting that they're into the crazies. Okay, I mean, hey, more power to ya.
What's wrong, Chuyu?
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise?
Oh! How did she know that? Were we that obvious?
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Xianyun call herself an Adeptus.
Oh.
Must have been a slip of the tongue. Xianyun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Xiuyu here what you really meant by that.
One is indeed an Adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Wow, the way her respond was not okay. You don't sound surprised at all.
Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So, I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
What does Cloud Retainer's crane form look like again?
Never has one met an Adeptus with such features.
What does
One
Cloud
surmises
Retainer's
such a
crane form look like
description is
again?
but a
I can't
hyperbolic
remember.
embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway.
It's blue and white, right? Or is it
Granny recover her memories.
is it blue and white? I don't know. I can't remember.
For all your help.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first.
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
Blue and white. Okay. Is that? If Dia can make money, then they can. True. If Dia can make money, so can they. I mean, I think people are gonna pull for Cappuccino and Columbina regardless if they're good or bad characters. You know?
Wangshu Inn. Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock. I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again?
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh? Whoa! Xiao, what are you doing here all
Oh wow, it's Xiao.
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come
A
take
non-human
look.
presence?
If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern.
Is he talking about
It's been a while,
Cloud
Cloud
Retainer? Yeah.
I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
Oh wow.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be
Being
unaware,
called non-human is
but her
crazy.
talent with Adepti sigils
I
is just as
know.
formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago, when she decided to don her human form.
Wait, Nameless
I believe it
Xianyun?
was for the purpose.
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Oh?
Granny, are you okay?
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
Everyone, I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
a long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Okay.
Huh. So what Shinto said was true. You did fall ill. Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold
Junior
me a
Zard,
bottle of
the way that looks like
soul-revitalizing
Junior
tea
Zard.
pills.
True.
He told me that the pills were concocted
You wait, no,
using
it's not
the
Junior
peptide
Zard.
blood
It's the
and could
other
be used
the
to
other
alleviate my
NPC in
symptoms.
Sumeru. What's her name?
Sure
Rhea?
enough,
Rhea?
I made
Rhea?
a full recovery.
Not
My
Junior Zard, the
illness
other one.
remained dormant for several decades after that.
Wait,
The one that
but
got the
if your
Dendro
illness
vision
remained dormant
in the
for
Aranera
several
quest. What's her name?
decades, Are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, if only I wasn't so useless.
Damn, that's
Hey,
sad.
you're not useless. You've
Rana?
done
Is
so
that her
much
name?
for me. Watch me grow
Young
up.
Granny looks like Rana.
Raised me. How could you say that about yourself?
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Next location. Next location. Oh, why don't we go to the area north of Dwayun Karst next? There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first.
Okay.
After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendai's memories in no time.
Okay. Alrighty. Not gonna lie, I won't be surprised if Signora will be a playable character since Natlan talks about resurrection and stuff. Imagine she pops out of nowhere in the banner. You know what? I don't know. Actually, I don't know a lot about Natlan. Maybe is Natlan about resurrection and stuff? Like literally the only thing I know about Natlan is when Nuvalet revealed that Natlan is the land of dragons. That's literally the only thing I know. The Island of Dragon and War, yeah. That is the only thing I know about Natlan, because I don't think I've ever met like another, like an NPC about Natlan.
I don't remember this place at all. I don't think I've ever been here before. Still, I was thinking, this place feels perfect for a game of hide and seek.
Oh.
Huh? Why a game of hide and seek?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I used to play that game a lot with Shuyu when she was younger.
I don't remember playing it that much. Are you sure about that, Granny? We only played a few times, and we stopped once we realized I was no good at the whole seeking part.
Ah, is that so? Then I must be mistaken.
Not here then. Let's try somewhere else.
Funny part is, no Natlan NPC. There are many theories, like region is locked, like Teba and Inazuma. Another one is that the NPC have died. I don't know. I feel like I don't think Hoyoverse would implement like another storyline of like how this land is locked, you know? Because I feel like all the stories from Hoyoverse, at least like the big overarching Archon quest of each region, is very different from another. So I really doubt they're gonna like recycle plotline, and if they do, I would be quite surprised if they do that. Pretty sure the only thing known is Vanessa from the yeah. There's Vanessa, and then there's also the little kid from the trailer. You know which trailer? The one that in the beginning of the game. Wow, I still have a silly here.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
Sure.
This place, it's...
She's like, I remember something.
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Shuyu, this is where your father was born. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees.
She looks like Rana, man.
Over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath.
Oh.
But spare my innocent child.
Oath?
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest and wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much. But you're always going to be different from me.
Huh?
Why?
Oh, why?
Just what did I do?
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten. All right, let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes? Let's go take a look.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
Ain't no way Oh my god, dude. Genshin needs to fucking... Bro. Bro, can they not do this to me? That's crazy. Because I really just want to finish this Xianyun quest. And it's so annoying that like this freaking Lantern Rite Festival quest is literally in the way. And I'm so pissed off by this. Okay.
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny Wendai?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here before?
Take it
When
easy.
we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense
Hi,
of
MC. How are
familiarity.
you?
I could
Welcome
easily
in.
picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Wendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
50.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny.
I
It's okay
pulled
if you
a
can't remember.
cheat
You
sheet.
shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Outsong,
Not
Am I
around.
really?
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but
Dude, every time I come to Leeway,
can't go
man,
back.
I can't unhear
Are
the
you
music
feeling
now.
Unwell?
My head. It feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
Is she okay?
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared
Her
something
dress
that can
looks
aid you in
very
suppressing
much
the
like a
fear in your
cheapao,
heart
if you
and
know.
restoring your lost memories.
Like the shape of it. It's like
Currently
kind of
resides
cheapao-ish.
at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
Yeah, her dress
I
really
never
does
leave
look like a
anything to
cheapao now that I
chance.
think about it.
All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Oh, we got it.
Come on, just come
Hi, Colonel. Welcome in. How are you?
prepared.
Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased
Welcome
with the
back.
result.
Hello.
I call it the suspensus somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state. Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia.
Guys,
Its
I need this
potential
device in my
uses
life.
Are numerous indeed.
I need
And
this
of
device in my
course,
life
it
right
can
now.
also aid in the recovery of lost memory.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved Paimon a lot of floating.
How preposterous. Had you and I not recalled much of her past through her own efforts,
Thanks for the
the
hydrate.
device would have nothing to draw upon. We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean.
I need this device in my life.
Light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm...
And you and I, is the mechanism helping you to relax? It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
Oh.
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew.
Is that her past self?
Betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left.
She's not an Adeptus?
The me from not that long ago.
What?
We should have never.
The crane is her?
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny!
What? I'm so confused.
Are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name?
She's an Adeptus. The granny's an Adeptus.
You knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything.
What?
Everything.
Granny, please don't cry.
Okay. We're ready. I'm ready.
Here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is
Wait,
fine.
does that mean that
I'm so
what's her name?
everyone.
This little girl is also an
You've gone
Adeptus?
to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
Okay.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help.
Okay, guys, are you guys ready for a story?
I'm ready to tell you my story.
Y'all ready for a story?
Please, Granny, don't force yourself.
I think Shuyu is also an Adeptus by blood association, right? There has to be.
Nothing you say can change that.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Okay.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Jueyun Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new
Wait,
inventions,
the way that Cloud
I would
Retainer knew the
also
moment she
stand
saw her?
next to her and watch.
That...
I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went, but I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so I...
Oh no. What happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again. But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused.
Hi, you. Welcome
and
in.
I could no longer
How
keep
are you?
myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Granny! What's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an adeptus? No, it couldn't be.
Wait, it was
Master,
planned.
Don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
It was planned!
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not?
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew where I was all along.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Wait! Paimon's confused!
Oh.
So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest of the tale.
Guys, ready for story? We're ready for story, right? This cutscene. Epic cutscene coming? Oh no, that's not epic cutscene. The way I thought it was an epic cutscene. Oh my gosh, guys.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Damn. Okay, they need to stop doing this.
Skyward!
Wait, hold up. How many cons is this? Oh, this is a C3. No wonder. Wow.
Scatter! Skyward!
Oh, the way I'm so excited for this. Okay. Wait, is this? Okay, question, guys. Is this the cave inside of this mountain? I don't know how to pronounce this, but is that like the cave we never gotten to go into? I don't think I've ever been here. Is her abode on Noblesse? Wait, is she actually on Noblesse? Oh my god, it's actually on fucking Noblesse. Lmao. It's crazy because Genshin don't know how to build their own characters. I mean, I think Xianyun is fine on Noblesse. To be fair, I do think Xianyun is fine on Noblesse. Right? Okay. She started the stream for us so we could watch during afternoons. Which is second DPS? I feel like, okay, my most invested character ever is Mona. I'll say that. I made a whole fucking video about it.
Truth. One had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies.
Deficiencies, oh my goodness.
Though they may have been. Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine.
She's such a great character.
Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for
She planned all this entire thing.
As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling
Thanks
of
for the lyric.
recognition.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Scatter! Yeah! Scatter! Skyward!
That's not what I wanted to do. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that.
Yeah! Scatter!
Oh, there's a chest over there. Hold up. Heck, wait.
Yeah! Scatter!
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with Adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
Oh, was she the one who protected them at nighttime? Wait, she was the one who protected them, like, during that, like, that whole situation.
Make way for the Adeptus!
Wait, she was the one who protected them.
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy. To see you happy, that was more than enough.
Wow. She's great. She's amazing. I'm starting to realize that she's a great character. I'm not gonna cry. You guys are not gonna catch me cry.
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
She is amazing. Wait, I'm so confused. Isn't this Leeway Harbor? Her character is really great. I'm really loving her character so far.
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane,
she applied powder to herself to appear white and not like...
Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one. Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, you and I. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin Restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory
She's very generous. She's a very generous, like, master.
Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those
I like
who
that
lived
she's also
through
very
them.
wise.
Would you not agree?
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven.
Damn, I'm gonna cry.
Whatever
What the
its
fuck?
denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You and
Hi,
I.
Simia. Welcome in. How are you?
One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late. Have you not? 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination. Even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend
W.
its own
Xianyun, yeah,
monstrousness.
for real.
Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped
Wait,
the
does that
process
mean that the
along by
little girl is
providing
like
some
part of a
guidance,
crane? Like she's
the
part of,
result is
she's like a
entirely
quarter of an
reflection
adepti?
your own
I don't know.
effort.
So, what's gonna
Divine,
happen
thanks
to
for the lyric.
Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Granny, please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left. Please.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Who's cutting the onions, yeah? Who's cutting the onions, y'all?
Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsong. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to...
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you for everything.
Oh my gosh. Breathe, breathe. Wait, does she have no sentience? Like, did she just turned into a wild crane, right?
Xianyun.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event.
Yeah. Dang.
Tears are a necessary part of maturation.
Dang, that kind of stabbed.
They're
Okay.
scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must.
The way I need this device in my life. Hold up. Hold up. This child reminds me of Chopper. Oh. Wow, stunning music. This feels so like... Hold up. Is this a dream or did she like turn back? Is this a dream or did she like turn back for real? I think it's a dream, right? Like they went to sleep.
I always believed we would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me.
Sibling lore? That's crazy.
If only things could stay this way forever.
Oh no, why do I feel so omnibus? I'm not crying.
A nightmare? Curious.
Oh,
If you
damn, that
relaxed,
hurts.
shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
MC
You
Todd!
weren't ready to wake up.
I'll cry for you, yeah! Traveler VA got paid?
Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong.
It's Lumi, yeah.
You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you.
Guys, W update
After
because
all, as
Traveler
an
VA
elder,
got paid, y'all.
It is only right to look out for the young ones.
Wow, I really like her. I really like Xianyun. The way I'm not surprised about Paimon dreaming about food. Meanwhile, Paimon did for real.
Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh. Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
Madam Adeptus?
Oh, Xianyun, you're awake. How do you...
I feel a little better. Thanks.
What happens?
I know
What's gonna
it's
happen
Granny
to this
again
kid
someday,
though? Because this
so I
kid
don't feel
like
so sad
doesn't have
anymore.
any more family.
Madam
You know?
Adeptus? Could I,
Oh.
ask you something? Would you take me in as a disciple?
Oh. And have you reasons for this sudden interest?
Xianyun, yeah. Xianyun's such a W character,
What she
actually.
did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about
She's a great
it.
character.
But without that mistake, I would have never been born.
Oh, there is.
Even
That's
though
my
Granny
answer.
lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No,
I'm not crying, you are. I'm not crying, you are.
Chuyu, are you sure about this? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chinchin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy one restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what she was talking about with Madame Ping.
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor.
Okay, but let's be real, she was actually a little lonely, so that's why she's moving to Liyue Harbor.
All chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is...
shocked.
Just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
True.
Like you've really thought of everything.
True.
Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
11111, yeah.
Oh, also, why don't you take this suspense insomnia mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies. It might help you find a new perspective.
Awesome! Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
Oh, it's this. Thank you. Is it time? Let's do another 2 polls. Building pity, y'all. Building pity. Okay, gaming? Yes. Nice. I'm happy about that. Okay, let's... She said 2 days later, right? I pulled a Chi-Chi. I'm not feeling very good. Okay.
Who loves spinach?
Alrighty, let's go to...
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that
Is she
fact
gonna
is
be
my
broke?
primary cause for
That
concern.
will be crazy.
In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined.
Oh,
I simply
she's
can't
not gonna
risk
be broke.
shelling
She's
out
gonna
that
be
kind of
extremely
mora
rich.
without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day for the rest of my life. I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
We're here, Cloud. Miss Xianyun, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
The way that she just said several hundred years.
Years?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see, passed down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes. Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me.
An expert,
Is that Zhongli?
say?
Imagine if Zhongli came in
Very
the
well.
scene. That would be crazy,
I will wait
actually.
for a little while longer then. Traveler, Paimon.
Imagine the expert
this
being
is my new
Zhongli.
residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Master! Oh, it's you two again. Hello.
Shoo-you! You got a new outfit! It looks great on you.
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually,
She's very
I
sweet.
should probably
She really
sort
is.
through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could not look yet, Master.
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child. Now, this expert you mentioned. When can we expect their arrival?
Soon. Here, allow me to make
Oh my gosh, it is Zhongli.
This
It
is
is
Mr.
Zhongli.
Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshong Funeral
It is
Parlor
Zhongli,
and
the
an
way I
expert
called
in
that.
all manner of valuables and antiques. Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Xianyun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
Oh, that's funny.
If it isn't Miss Xianyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting.
The way I was
What
like,
a
what if it's
serendipitous
Zhongli who's the who's the appraiser?
Indeed, most serendipitous.
Both of them looked at
have
each
you
other
been
like,
faring
huh, it's been a
well as of
while.
late, Mr. Zhongli.
Quite well, thank you. I
That's
was
crazy.
fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Xianyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Xianyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli.
The tension.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation,
vibe.
I must ask.
The vibe.
You two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not working together to swindle me? I mean, you never know.
That's crazy.
Huh. A preposterous accusation. The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Xianyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Xianyun, wait! I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli,
They're doing some weird. That's what I'm saying. The tension between them is like.
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
Oh my gosh,
All right.
well, I'm glad that Xianyun is not going to be poor like Zhongli.
Trust your good
That's a great thing.
Then, in that case, Miss Xianyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house. Oh, very well.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received...
Zhongli!
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great. How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant.
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Xianyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Xianyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but...
This flirting is kind of...
Alas, refer
Are they
to me
flirting? I
however
don't
you
know.
will.
I can't. It's hard
After
for me
all,
to tell.
name exists such
Are
that
they
others
like?
may address you with it.
What is
One
this
hardly
tension I'm
ignorant of that
sensing?
fact.
Is it Riz?
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over
Like the way
years,
they just, I
Cloud
don't know,
Retainer.
but I don't know.
One
I don't
has
know.
indeed.
He has a
One's
great voice.
Previous days
True.
were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
All right, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Huh! Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple-layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot. One has already passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to every...
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li. He is,
A humble employee of Wang Sheng Funeral
Oh,
Parlor.
he didn't reveal his
Pleased to make your
identity.
acquaintance.
Okay, the way I legit thought he was gonna reveal his identity.
That should be everyone, right?
Okay, but he didn't.
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite.
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Is this quest done? Did we just finish that quest? That was a Wait, is that quest done now? Did we just finish? Hold up. The way I need to like know. We finished the quest.